Wonderful. So, what we're doing right now is helping organizations think about how to unleash generosity amongst their supporters this holiday season and even beyond. So, I want to share a little bit about Imagine Pod, what we do, and then how we teach people to do that even beyond the holidays. And hopefully, that will be helpful for you as you kind of look through some of those tactics. So, hello and welcome. Just a little bit about us before we dive into the training. Imagine Pod is a coaching and training company. So our goal is to help social impact leaders like you all who are part of nonprofits and those who are a part of social enterprises that have social causes and people who really are thinking about fundraising from a strategic perspective because they want to be able to create an impact in the world. And we do that through inclusive and collaborative group training environments. That's our goals. We try to bring many different people together into our trainings that are from all over the world and working in very different industries and causes to really learn together how to do these types of things, like thinking strategically about their fundraising efforts. So here are just a few of the clients that we have helped along the years, and we've helped them really think strategically about how to get people to take really high commitment actions like giving and donating. And we've also helped those that want to do digital organizing and those who are thinking about creating other revenue streams and thinking about what are the things that they need to do to get their supporters to be able to take those key actions with them, and how do they build relationships with those people. So that is our expertise. And here's a quote from someone that we did a training with, whose name is Tabitha. And she said, we need to teach people who have ethical and moral intentions how to use the tools of the system that they exist in to really grow their impact. And we loved that she said that, because that's exactly what we want to do. We want to give you all really, really strong understandings of how to use certain tools, how to have great tactics, so that then you can use that to continue to make a really strong impact on the communities that you're helping and that you care about. So the way that we look at these things is that we think it's really important to have a funnel approach towards relationship building and getting more supporters, more donors, and getting people to take action. And so we have like an image here that kind of looks like a funnel, if you will, where it is wider at the top and then gets much narrower at the bottom. And so the way that a funnel works is that you're bringing in a lot of people at the top, and those are what we might call a cold audience. That just means people who they don't really know who you are. They maybe don't even understand the work that you do or why it's important or what your cause is, but they would potentially be interested. And so then you are building a relationship with them, and then they become a warm audience, which means that they know your organization, they know the work, they understand the cause. And then you're helping them to take key actions that are meaningful to them to partner with you. And that's when they become a part of that hot audience. And so what you're doing is bringing in a large group of people and then helping them to take action with you. And then you get a much smaller subset of those to really join you in that journey and experience along with your organization. So an example of what that could look like is that maybe you run an ad on Facebook, which is how you found us. And maybe it's an ad for someone to take a quiz. We absolutely love running quizzes for organizations to help them move people pretty quickly from a cold audience member to a hot one. So maybe you're running an ad and it's leading people to take a quiz where they are interested in learning something about themselves. And along the way, they're answering questions, which is giving you some data and helping you to learn about them. And then they get a result from the quiz and they see what type of something they are or something like that. And then because they want to see more details about those results, they opt into your email list. And then they get an email from you and maybe an automated email sequence where they're learning a lot more about your organization. And then you're helping them to connect the result that they got from that quiz to the work that you do and why they would want to partner with you or why they would want to donate. And then they actually do donate and they take that next step. And what we've seen is that organizations are able to have this funnel approach towards fundraising and are able to see people who've never heard of them actually give and donate after coming through that funnel experience. And it kind of looks like this on the back end and the analytics of some of these campaigns that we run, where you can see over a period of just a couple of days, you can actually have all of these people participating in a quiz, and then some of them are completing it. So that means they take, click on the quiz, they answer the first question, and then they end up answering the last one and looking at their results. And then you'll have a percentage of them that even decide they're going to opt into your email list and actually learn more about whatever that result is and want to learn more about you and want to hear from you long term, so that that relationship can be built. And we have seen people use this type of funnel approach and get that type of growth from day to day, which is really wonderful. And it's always exciting when you have this type of a funnel that's working for you while you're sleeping or working or doing other things, which is what we help a lot of smaller organizations learn how to optimize and use well, so that you're able to do that at scale. So Adriana, do you want to talk a little bit about this specific example with one of our clients?
Sure. So this is just a visual representation of the same thing that Abigail just talked about with the funnel flow. So she mentioned that you would see an ad first, like what happened, what you experienced. You probably saw Abigail either in a static image ad or a video that we did. And so this one, though, is for a really great organization in the Silicon Valley that we worked with to create them a funnel. And this is their ad. They help people with disabilities be really included in their communities and workplaces. So first people see an ad, and then they land on the first question of a quiz funnel or a landing page, but we kind of like to get people right into the flow, like the first question, so that there's less drop off. So it could be a very easy question, like, how do you feel about inclusion? I'm for it already. I'd love to learn more. You start with something really easy because you're helping somebody just dip their toe into the water. And then they're answering more questions. We recommend like 7 to 12 questions, depending on how in depth you want to go. But you want to get enough data from them to be able to really serve them well with helping them through some solution that you provide, and something that you can help them with by learning what their biggest challenges are, or what they really need right now. And then there's an opt-in page where people can start to learn about their specific results. So they give their email address. And we keep it simple, just your email address, because the more you ask for on a lead capture page, the more drop off that you'll have. And you want to build your list as much as possible. So you just ask for the minimum thing so that you can keep that relationship going with them and build it over time, over the coming year. And then the next step is they get to the next page where they immediately can learn about their specific results in a video. So a video about that gives them their particular results depending on how they responded in a video. And then they go in their email, they get delivered a really detailed and in-depth report that's really useful to them with detailed results. And then you can cultivate them. So then it's a best practice to be emailing people at least once a week, just regularly, keeping them in the loop and using best practices in your email to be really of service to them in an ongoing way throughout the year, so that when you do have special campaigns and moments when you are asking for something and wanting people to get more involved, that they're ready to do that. Now let's go to the next. So once in your list, the relationship, of course, continues and grows. So once they've done the quiz is like a doorway into your house that you've built, and then you can guide them around to the different rooms and help people get to know you and you them. So at this point, you can work with emails. You can potentially do SMS text messages if you've invited them to take the next step with you, like maybe come to a training where they give you their SMS information in order to get a reminder or hear about the most special opportunities because you want to use SMS very, just in a very specific way for special things, because it is very personal being in somebody's SMS text message. So you want to really be respectful of that. And you can do remarketing ads because ad platforms you can serve ads to people from whom you have email addresses. But again, you need to do it in a very respectful way only with the opt-in lists that you have. And you want to do potentially live events, action taking, and more. What you do is just up for your own creativity. Abigail, do you want to run through this part?
Yes, and I also want to add that with the funnel that we did for Ability Path, they not only were able to grow their email list and then use that list to nurture those leads into potential donors, but they did also ask for donations right at the back end of the quiz. And they were able to see people give amounts like $25 and then at one point over $100, I think was the largest. 200, yeah, which was really exciting because the people who gave had literally never heard of them before they had taken that quiz and then were willing to give. So it shows you the power of when you have a funnel approach, you can actually build this relationship pretty quickly with new donors. And so like Adriana was saying, yes, it's about offering bite-sized chunks, which is really, really important because a lot of times, and you were talking about this, Kavanda, where we assume people understand the importance of their giving or the importance of their action taking, but they actually really need to feel like they understand who you are and they've built a relationship with you. And so if you take too large of a leap, and people aren't able to really kind of make that jump with you, they still haven't built the relationship or had the right questions answered or whatever it may be, it can be difficult for them to actually take that key action, like donating. So it's like inviting them to dip a toe into the water or maybe then their leg, and then they can go for a full swim with you, right? There's a lot of different analogies we might use here to help us with our strategic thinking about what is that experience for them when they're going through this funnel, and how can we help them take those necessary and logical steps, those small steps to getting them to where they need to be. So this is essentially what comprises a full funnel approach and a user journey that helps you and your audience. And it helps you overcome that mistake of kind of suggesting too big of a leap from one step to the next, which is something that is so easy to make, not because you're trying to make an ask that doesn't make sense, but because you don't always understand what is the experience of this person with our organization. So the goal is to really think strategically about that user journey, that potential donor journey, if you will, with your organization, so you don't make that mistake, especially around key fundraising dates like GivingTuesday, which is something we're talking about a lot right now, or other year-end giving goals that you might have. And then thinking ahead into the new year, you really want to think about what are those key moments where we're asking people to give, what are the key dates, and how can we make sure that we're helping them take the necessary steps to be prepared for giving on those dates, so that we're not kind of just asking in a way that feels random or out of the blue for them. So the best way really is to nurture relationships all year long. And I know that you both are thinking really strategically about how to do that. So if you're wondering more about how you can use this full funnel approach, then yes, join our office hour session.